Hello. So we are going to be taking a quick look on a cheap and cheerful way of running a performance test using Postman flows. So obviously, disclaimer, this is not the best tool to use if you need very precise performance testing results, or you want to scale your performance testing and you're doing thousands and thousands of iterations. There are plenty of different tools such as JMeter that would be better used for you in that circumstance, but we can use Postman flows to do some of this. So in the flow, you can see in front of you, we've got a booking request, a get bookings request. Again, as ever, I'm using the I'm using the RESTful Booker platform maintained by Mark Wintringham. Sorry, forgot that, which is mad because I use it all the time. And what I'm doing is running through that request 10 times and checking each time that runs, I'm checking the response time for that, and then outputting the result to a terminal depending on whether that response time has been met or not. So to get Postman flows to loop through a data to run a certain action repeatedly, we can do that by generating a list containing, all I've done is add a list and then add 10 different rows to that list. I've added a for each block that I've connected to that data list and included for just the whole list, for everything in that list. I then execute the loop, and it's going to do that 10 times. And in order to generate, so this will often take more than 30 milliseconds, so a third of a second, 300 milliseconds. In order to do that, I just want to do that so I can have something in passed and something in failed to show you that is being used. So if we look here, there's nothing generated so far in the terminal. If we go ahead and click the start button in order to do that. One thing to mention is another way of doing this is simply to add the performance snippet into the test tab of the actual endpoint itself. So open up the endpoint, the get request, go into the test tab, add the performance test in there, and that will run and can also output to a test summary report if you want to see the results in that format instead. Two different ways of achieving the same thing. So let's go ahead and hit this. You can see those lovely blocks turning green when the scenario has ended. You are then looping through all of these things. Okay. And it looks like, because that is grey, that nothing's gone to the performance check okay. If we were to increase this to say 300 and rerun the test, we should see that lots of responses go through this terminal here. So let's just check that and make sure our test is running. It's always good to test the tests. But yeah, this is a very quick and dirty performance test running using Postman flows. And if we go ahead and open that terminal now, you'll see there's entries in both groups. The response time has been stored there. And there's also response time stored there. So I hope this has been useful to you. This is how I used flows to run a performance test. Thanks very much. Till next time. Bye.